next morning, the fat controller spoke to him severely. If you don't learn how to behave properly, James, I shall take away your red coat and paint you blue, he warned. Now run along and fetch your coaches. James did not like that at all and was very rough with the coaches. He brought them to the platform. Come along, he called rudely. All in good time, all in good time. The coaches grumbled. Don't talk, come on, answered James. And the coaches squealing and grumbling after him, he snorted into the station. James was cross that morning. The fat controller had spoken to him. The coaches had dawdled, and worst of all, he had to fetch his own coaches. A splendid engine like me should never have to fetch his own coaches, he mumbled. Gordon never does. He's only painted blue. He already gave them a rude bump. Oh, groaned the coaches, that was too bad. To make James even more cross, he then had to take the coaches to a different platform where no one came near him. As he stood there, the fat controller was in his office. The station master was at the other end of the train with the guard. And even the little boys stood a long way off. James felt lonely. I'll show them, he said to himself. They think Gordon is the only engine who can pull coaches. If he thinks he could do that sort of stuff, I'll just show them what an engine like me should had to do. And he started off at top speed. The coaches groaned in protest as they chuffed along. But James wasn't really paying any attention. At last the coaches had had enough. We're going to stop, we're going to stop, they cried. And try as he might, James found himself going slower and slower. And suddenly his driver noticed something. There's a hole in the brake pipe. You've been banging the coaches enough to make a leak in anything. The guard made everyone get out. You, sir, can I have your bootlaces, please? He said to one of them. No, I shan't, said the passenger. Well then, I'm afraid we'll have to stop where we are, said the guard. At last the man agreed, and the driver tied, and he gave him his bootlaces. The driver tied a pad of newspapers tightly round the hole, and James was able to pull the train. But he knew he was going to be in big trouble with the fat controller when he came back. He was a sadder and wiser James, and took care never to bump couches again. As he chuffed, he was going a bit teary. Like he was going to cry. When he got back, the fat controller was very angry with him indeed. And poor James was going to be grounded for days and was not going to move a wheel in order from the fat controller. Life is full of difficulties and strange going-ons. Really strange going-ons. And that's the end of this week's story. See you very soon. That wasn't going well. Yeah, it wasn't going